Since we are practicing on the chair today, your warm-ups will also be correspondingly based on sitting on chair. So sit on a chair, move a little forward so that at least half your legs are outside the chair and half your legs are on the chair. Now in this position, start working on the right leg. Lift the toes away from the ground and very slowly take it back. Second round, lift the right leg toes away from the ground. Very slowly take it back. Third round, lift the right foot toes away from the ground. Very slowly take it back. Now you lift the heels up, the toes will be on the ground. So when you're lifting the heels up, see what is happening. The weight on the feet rolls from the heels into the toes. Be aware of that. And then very slowly take it down. Take it down very slowly. On the second round, when you're taking the heels up, see how the toes are pressing on the ground. Are all the toes pressing similarly or is there any difference? Just become conscious of it. Third round, pay attention to what happens to the toes. How many toes are pressing on the ground? Then very slowly bring it back. Now you will take the inside of the foot away from the ground. So the knee will slightly roll outside. The inside of the foot will come up and the weight will roll to the outside edge of your foot. And then very slowly take it back. See the knees coming back to position. When you're taking the knees slightly to the right side, lifting the inner edge up, can you feel the weight slightly shifting to the right side of the body? Be aware of that. Very slowly bring it back. Third round, very slowly take the inner edge up. As much as you can comfortably go. Very slowly take it back. Now the outer edge you lift so the knees will go towards the other knee and the body will slightly shift up. Be aware of what happens to the right side of the body. Can you feel the right buttocks coming up a little bit? And then very slowly take it back. When the right buttocks is coming up a little bit, can you feel the weight of the body shifting to the left side? Be aware of that movement of the weight from the right to the left. Very slowly breathing in, take the outer edge up. And very slowly bring it back. Last round. Very good. Now we'll work on the left leg. So we'll start with lifting the toes up for the left leg away from the ground. And very slowly take it back. Now pay attention to what happens when you're lifting the toes up. Can you feel some movement near the knees, near the buttocks? Just pay attention to that. What exactly happens? Then very slowly take it back. Last round. Breathing in, lift it up. And then breathing out, let it go back. Now take a couple of breaths. Then you will start lifting the heels up. Weight will roll onto the toes. See whether all the toes are pressing similarly on the ground. For example, when I was lifting it the first time, my big toe was not pressing adequately as compared to the smaller toes. I don't have to do anything, I have to just become aware. In the second round, it has improved for me, so be aware in your own case. Third round, now relax. Take a couple of breaths. Then breathing in, you lift the inner edge of the feet up. Knees will move away from the body. Weight shifts towards the left side. Then very slowly bring it back. Second round, lift the inner edge up. Very slowly bring it back. Third round, now the outer edge. Second round, third round, and relax. Now the right foot will move a little forward, lift the toes up, heels are on the ground, and then rotate the feet clockwise. When you are rotating the feet clockwise, pay attention as to whether your upper body starts participating, whether your head starts participating. Just become aware. You will start rotating the head. The upper body starts moving in sync with your movement of the foot. Just be aware of this. Allow it to participate without trying to stop it. Now come to a stop and then practice anti-clockwise. And then relax. So take the left foot little forward and then clockwise rotate. Anti-clockwise. Then release. Bring the foot back to your normal position. Now in this, just raise the right leg a little from the ground, very little, and then very slowly take it back. Take the right foot a little away from the ground, knees coming up. Very slowly take it back. Last round. Now left leg. Second round. Not so much. Lift it only a little from the ground. Now this is something that you can practice if you are sitting for long hours, working on computers. Every 1 hour just raise the leg 3-4 times and then the other leg. And it will be quite useful. Now just relax, just be in a meditative position, wait for the class to start. Be in yogic breathing. Get ready to chant Om 7 times. Make your sankalpa. I'm chanting Om, creating a protective energy field around me that keeps me protected from all external negative influences, antibodies, and viruses. I'm creating 3 layers of protection. On the outermost layer, I have 6 friendly creatures, an elephant behind me, a peacock in front, a tiger on the right side, a lion on the left side, an eagle above my head, and a black tortoise below me. Inside of that, I have a big ring with balls of fire. I'm lighting all the balls, allowing a firewall to go up all around me. The 3rd layer of protection comes from the subtle energy of the sound of Om that I am chanting. Take your awareness to Mooladhara Chakra, 4-petal lotus, red color. Take a deep breath. Take your awareness to Swadhisthana Chakra, the spinal terminus, 6-petal lotus, orange color. Increase pitch further, take a deep breath. Take your awareness to Manipura chakra behind the navel, 10 petal lotus, yellow color. Increase pitch further, take a deep breath. Take your awareness to Anahata chakra behind your heart center, 12 petal lotus, green color. Increase pitch further, take a deep breath. Take your awareness to Vishuddhi chakra behind the throat pit. 16 petal lotus, blue color. Increase pitch further, take a deep breath. Take your awareness to Ajna chakra behind your eyebrow center, 2 petal lotus, indigo color. Increase pitch further, take a deep breath. Take your awareness to Sahasrara chakra, center of the top of your head, 1000 petal lotus, white color. Increase pitch further, take a deep breath. Shanti mantras. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinamabhidhamastu Ma Viddhishavahai. Om Shanti 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 Harigi Om. Keep your hands in Linga Mudra. Keep them near your chest. Follow me in making your sankalpa. I'm chanting Mahamrityunjaya mantra for physical health and mental well-being. Chanting the mantra every day helps me maintain the best of health, mentally and physically. All my brain cells and my body cells are operating optimally and in harmony with each other. I can feel your grace, my Lord, penetrating deep into my body, energizing each and every brain cell and body cell, keeping me in pristine health at all times. I bow down before you, thanking you from the bottom of my heart for keeping me in pristine health, and I promise to put in efforts from my side for keeping this body in a healthy condition, befitting for you to reside inside my body in your effulgent form. Om Triambakam Yajamage Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityur Mukshi Yamamritat. Om Triambakam Yajamage Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityur Mukshi Yamamritat. Om Triambakam Yajamage Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshi Yamamritat. Om Shanti 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 Harigi Om. Very slowly disengage your palms. Keep the hands on your knees. Keep the body absolutely steady. In the steadiness of that body, experience the steadiness of your mind. Become a passive observer of the thoughts as they flip in and out. Become inquisitive and ask, where are these thoughts coming from and where are they dissolving? When you ask that question, there is a momentary blankness. Try to focus your attention on that blankness. Feel yourself completely grounded to Mother Earth. Be confident that she will always provide for all your necessities in life. Feel a unique surge of energy coming in from Mother Earth, penetrating deep into your body, giving you a unique sense of confidence to deal with all external circumstances, be they pleasant or unpleasant. Then very slowly open your eyes, relax your position. So we're going to practice substantially today for the shoulder girdle. A lot of people end up having shoulder problems, neck pain, back pain, because of postural problems connected with long hours working on computers. So these practices will try and correct some of those and help you improve the posture and therefore keep yourself possibly free from those problems. So we'll start with our arch and back concept. So keeping the hands on your knees, you will try to arch the lower back. So the chest will slightly come forward and the head will slightly go a little behind, and then we'll slowly release the position. Second round, you will slowly arch your back. Head goes a little behind, chest comes a little forward, and then you will flatten and curve the back. So head will come forward, the spine will curve a little bit, and then you come back into arch once again. Feel the effect of the alternate movements of the curve in the spine. Now breathing out, flatten the back, get it into a curve on the opposite side. So it's like a C now. Then breathing in, come into the arch position. It's an Ulta C. Once again, breathing out, flatten, arch into a C. Head comes down a little bit, try to take the chin a little closer to the chest. Breathing in once again, arch the lower back, Ulta C. Head goes behind, chest comes forward. And for the last time, breathing out, flatten and then curve the lower spine into a C. Head comes forward and then relax and release. Now the second one, we're going to practice make sure that more than half your thighs are outside the chair. Only 1/4 or so is in the chair. Now in this position, you will shift the weight to the right side, take the head tilting to the right side. So this entire side of the spine will come into a C position. So once again, watch it first. And then very slowly come back. Second round, once again, shift the weight to the right side, tilt the head to the right side, see a nice C formation on the right side, and then come back. Last round, breathing in, shift the weight to the right side, tilt the head to the right side, allow the spine to become a C on the right side, and then very slowly come back. Once again, now to the left side, so breathing in, shift the weight to the left side, tilt the head to the left side. Now the spine forms a Ulta C. Be aware of this formation, and then very slowly come back. Once again, breathing in, shift the weight to the left side, tilt the head to the left side. The whole spine from the neck down forms an Ulta C. Then very slowly come back. Last round. Chirag, don't take the body so much to the left. Only shift the weight and only turn here from the head. Correct.
Hello, sir. So when we are doing this, let's say if I'm moving my neck on the right hand side, my left buttock would be touching, or my right buttock will lift a bit.
No,
That happens.
no. When you are shifting to the right side, when I say shift the weight to the right side, the right buttock will press more on the chair, the left buttock will slightly come up from the chair. Only then your weight can shift to the right side.
Okay. So when you're doing this, the weight is shifting to the right buttock.
Yeah, it has to shift. Basically it's like this. The moment I lift my left buttock a little up, then my right foot tends to press a little more on the ground.
Yes.
And the weight shifts to the right buttock. The right buttock tends to press, and then you tilt the head. Then the spine gets into this curve.
Okay, sir.
So basically the concept of pandiculation, I am forcing the spine to go into the same curve that it takes up because of postural problems, and by slow release, I am allowing the upper cortex to take control so that it doesn't keep my spine contracted on that direction. So it starts correcting the spinal posture. Now we'll do the next one. Keep your hands on your knees. And then breathing out, turn the entire upper body to the right side, turn the head also to the right side. Now your right shoulder goes behind, left shoulder comes forward, be aware of this. And then breathing in, very slowly come back. Second round, breathing out, turn the entire upper torso to the right side, look behind you, right shoulder goes behind, left shoulder comes back, and then very slowly come back to neutral position. Last round, this works both on your shoulders and on your spine. Now take a couple of breaths. When you come back to neutral position, then we'll give you opposite move. So turn the entire upper body to the left side, the left shoulder goes behind, right shoulder comes forward. Very slowly turn the head back. Second round, breathing out. Very slowly breathing in, come back. Last round. Then relax. Now we'll work on the upper trapezius. So in this, we'll work with both the shoulders together. First you watch. Breathing in, you lift both the shoulders up, lift your head up, try to look at the ceiling. And then breathing out, very slowly come down. When you come down very slowly, you will see subtle changes in your neck region. You will feel the neck relaxing a little more. Just be observant and take the head only to the extent you are comfortable. Although I said look at the ceiling, suppose looking at the ceiling creates neck pain, immediately come down and look a little less. Don't go further than where you can comfortably take it at this point in time. So get ready. Very slowly lift both the shoulders up and start looking up. Breathing out, very slowly bring the shoulders back and bring the head back to neutral. As you do it slowly, feel subtle changes happening in the neck region. Experience what exactly you can feel there. Third round, breathing in. Take both the shoulders up, head up. Very slowly breathing out. Come back. Now we'll continue to work on the upper trapezius, but we'll work with one shoulder. So first observe, you will first raise the right shoulder, turn the head to the right side. If you cannot turn so much, you can even turn this much is enough, and then take the head up. And then very slowly come down. When you're coming down, the head is tilted to the same side, and then very slowly bring the head back. So breathing in when you're lifting the shoulder up, breathing out when you're lifting the shoulder down. So get ready. Breathing in, lift the right shoulder up, turn the face to the right side and tilt the head up. Breathing out, very slowly come down and then very slowly turn the head back to the neutral position. Second round, breathing in, right shoulder up, face turned to the right side, head looking up. Very slowly bring the shoulder and the head down, and then turn the head back to neutral position. Every time you turn the head to one side, you work on the muscles on the neck and the opposite side, and when you come back, those muscles also contract. So, in addition to the upper trapezius, we are working on the side muscles on the opposite side. Last round, breathing in, take the right shoulder up, turn the face to the right side, lift the head up. Very slowly bring the head and the shoulder back down, and then very slowly bring the head back to neutral position. The more slow you are, the better is the registration in the upper cortex, better is the result of what you do. So now we'll work on the left side. So breathing in, lift the left shoulder up, turn the head to the left side, and tilt the head up. Breathing out, bring the shoulder and the head down, and then turn the head back to neutral position. Second round, take a couple of breaths before we start. Breathing in, right shoulder, left shoulder up, turn the face to the left side, tilt the head up. Breathing out, bring the head and the shoulder down, keeping the head turned to the right side, the left side, sorry, and then bring the head back very slowly to the central position. Third round, breathing in, left shoulder up, face turned to the left side, then tilt the head up. Breathing out very slowly, bring the head and the shoulder down, then turn the head back to the neutral position. Now just feel the effect of what you have done on the next region, on the back of the neck. What exactly can you feel?
Sir, should I take my shoulder as up as possible? Like if I can take it this up?
Yeah, that's okay, but if it doesn't create any discomfort, you can take it. So when you take it very much high, your chin will almost touch the shoulder if you can turn the neck adequately.
Yes.
Yeah, in fact, it will release the shoulder even more.
And when I'm releasing it, I should completely release it. Like
yeah, you should completely release it, and it should. The higher you go, the longer you will take to come down. If you come down slowly.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Now the next move will be you will fold the elbow, hand at the elbow level, keeping the elbow like this. You will move the hand behind, so the shoulder slightly goes behind. Then you will turn the head to the same side and then look up. Then coming down, bring the hand and the elbow back, and then turn the head back to the center and let the hand go back to the knees to rest. So second round, lift the hand up. Elbows can be, the palm can be facing down. Yeah. Move the hand behind, turn the head to the right side, look up. And then very slowly come back. We are working on an upper muscle called levator scapula. Then bring the hand down. Third round, lift the hand up Hand bend at the elbow, move the hand behind on the right side, turn the head to the right side, and then lift the head up. Very slowly bring the head down, bring the elbow back, and then turn the head back to center, bring the hand back to rest on the knees. Now we'll do the same on the left side. So bend the hand at the elbow on the left side, tilt the hand behind, turn the head to the left side, and then look up. Then very slowly take the head and the elbow back, then bring the head back to neutral and goes back to the resting on the knees. Second round. Take the head back. Turn the face to the left side, look up. Very slowly bring the head down. Very slowly turn the head back to neutral, hand goes back to resting on the knees. Last round, lift the palm away from the hand, bend at the elbow on the left hand, move the hand behind on the left side, left shoulder goes behind, turn the face to the left side, look up. Then very slowly bring the head down and then turn the head back to neutral and release. Relax, once again experience what is happening at the shoulder region. Can you feel something on the back side? Now the next one is rounding the shoulders. We're going to work on a muscle called rhomboid. So keep both the hands on the knees, relax, and then breathing in, bring both the shoulders, rounding them forward. Now, just a minute. There is a difference between moving the shoulder forward, backward, and rounding. So what we are going to do is to round the shoulders so the chin comes a little forward, the back of the spine curves a little bit, and then when you're taking it back, allow the lower back to arch. Once again, breathing out, bring both the shoulders forward, the back rounds, try to bring the chin a little closer to the chest. Then breathing in, let the lower back arch. Once again, breathing out, round both the shoulders forward, chin down, spine curves. Breathing in, bring the head back, chin back, arch the lower back. And then release and relax. Now we'll work on the scapula, which is the backbone. So you will lift both the shoulders up, see the scapula moving up. Take it as much as you can comfortably take it, breathing in. Breathing out, take them as much down as you can take them. See the scapula moving down. Again, breathing in, very slowly take both the shoulders up. Feel your scapula moving up. Very slowly take both the shoulders down. Feel the scapula moving down. It's a very versatile muscle. Third round, breathing in, take both the shoulders up. Very slowly, take both the shoulders down as much as they can comfortably go. Then bring the shoulders back to neutral and relax. Feel the effect of what you have done on the shoulder blade, on the chest region, on the back of the body. Now we'll move with one shoulder at a time. We're going to work on what is called Tech Minor. And also the lower trapezius. So when I'm moving the shoulder forward, it is a Tech Minor. When I'm moving the shoulder backward, it is a lower trapezius. Now this is the forward-backward movement. You will not bring it too much forward. So it is just moving a little forward, then it will move a little backward. Breathing in, take it a little forward. Breathing out, take it behind. What happens to the muscles you see? When you're moving it forward, can you feel any muscle move? When you take it backward, can you feel any muscle move? When you have completed 3 full rounds, bring it back to neutral and stop. And then work on the left shoulder. You have completed, relax, feel the effect of what you have done. Now, keep both the hands on your knees. We'll do all arm extension. So take the hand up and see where it can go without any difficulty. And then this you will do breathing in. Breathing out, bring the whole hand down, take it backward as much as it can go comfortably. And now, what you will do is, breathing in when you're taking the hand up, you will arch your back and see the hand going back more. And breathing out when you're bringing it forward and backward, bend the head down, curve the lower back, your hand can go further away at the back. Experience this. Arching the lower back, hands up, see how much more it is going. When you allow the spine to participate in the movement, breathing out, curve the lower back, see how much your hands can go further, let the head bend forward. Once again, breathing in, arch the lower back, head up, hands goes much behind. And then breathing out very slowly, curve the lower back, head forward, see how much more your hand can go. And then bring the hand back and relax. Once again, feel the effect of what you have done on your back and shoulders. Now you will take the right hand up and take it to the right side and see how much it can go. And then very slowly bring it back. Now in the second round, when you are raising the hand up and turning, allow the spine to rotate and see if your hand can go much behind. And then very slowly bring it back. Then bring it down. When the spine starts participating in the movement, your range of motion automatically increases. Be aware of this. Once again, breathing in, raise the hand up, turn it to the right side, allow the spine to turn to the right side and see how much more your hand goes behind. And then very slowly breathing out, bring the hand back and then rest it on your knees. Third round, breathing in, raise the hand, right hand up, turn the whole body, upper body to the right side, allowing the spine to rotate. See how much more your hand goes behind. And then breathing out, very slowly bring it back. And allow it to rest on the knees. Now practice 3 times on your own on the left side. When you have completed, relax and see what happens to your shoulder sockets. See whether your shoulder sockets feel a little more relaxed. If you want, you can rotate and see for yourself. Now we'll keep the elbows bent like this. And then move both the elbows towards each other, extending the arm completely. And then bring it back, extend the arm fully outside, arching the back. When you are bringing the arms over each other, let the spine curve, head down. Once again, spread the hand out, arch the back and see if the hand goes a little behind more. Then breathing in, bring the arms, bend at the elbow, cross them over each other, stretch them, curve the lower back, head a little down, see if the hand stretches more. Once again, breathing in, bring the hands back, stretch them at the shoulder level, take them behind, arching the back. Breathing in, bring them forward, let them slide over each other, stretch the hands out, curve the lower back, bend the head a little down, then bring it back and relax. Now feel the effect of this on your neck region and on your shoulder region. Now you'll keep the hands straight. And then you will do what is called, when you are keeping it like this, when you are turning it this way, it's called internal rotation. And when you are turning it facing the palm upward, it is called external rotation. Okay? So start with turning it upwards, arching the lower back. Then bring it slowly back. Turn it into internal rotation, curving the lower back. And you can do it with both the hands if you want. That will make it easier. So let both the hands rotate externally, curve the spine. This makes it easier. And then very slowly rotate both the hands internally, curving the lower back, head down. Once again, externally rotate both the hands, arching the lower back. Very slowly, internally rotate both the hands, curving the lower back, head down. Once again, breathing in, externally rotate both the hands, arching the lower back. Breathing out, internally rotate, curve the lower back, head down. And then bring it back to neutral. Put the hand back on the knees and relax. Once again, feel the effect on the shoulder region. Now, you will close all the fingers like this, keep them on the shoulder, and then you will tilt to one side. So the right side shoulder is going down, left side shoulder is coming up. Let the spine curve into a C, tilt the head to the right side. Then very slowly breathing in, come back. Then breathing out, turn to the left side. The head turns to the left side, the right elbow is up, left elbow is down, spine is in Ulta C. Breathing in very slowly, come back to neutral position. Then breathing out, right elbow goes down, left elbow comes up, head tilts to the right side, spine curves into a C. Breathing in, come up. Breathing out, left elbow goes down, right elbow comes up, head tilts to the left side, spine curves into an Ulta C. Very slowly come up. Breathing out, turn to the right side. See on the third round where your curve and the turning is becoming better, whether your elbow is going down a little more, the upper elbow is coming up a little more. Is your spine becoming a better C? Then come back to neutral position and rest. Okay, now We'll work on flexion of the extension of the elbows. So keep the hand like this, straight. This is a move that we are also familiar with our yogic practice. Breathing in, bring both the hands to touch the shoulder. Breathing out, very slowly spread them back straight at the shoulder level. Breathing in, very slowly bend at the elbows, the fingers toward the shoulder, touching the shoulder. Breathing out, take the hand back, straight at the shoulder level. Last round, breathing in, bring both the fingers toward the shoulder, allowing the fingers to touch the shoulder. Breathing out, take them back at the shoulder level, and then bring the hands down and relax. And now, you will keep the hands straight at the shoulder, and then breathing in, bring both the hands towards the shoulder, the fingers touching the shoulder. Breathing out, stretch them back straight at the shoulder level. Palms are facing the sky. Breathing in, bring the hands to touch the shoulders, the fingers to touch the shoulders. Breathing out, stretch and extend the arms straight at the shoulder level. Once again, breathing in, bring both the fingers of both the hands toward the shoulder. Breathing out, very slowly, stretch them back. And then release your hands and relax your shoulder. Now the next one, you will cross the hands like this, interlace it, and then very slowly bring them towards the body in this position, curve the lower back, head down. And then stretch them back, arch the lower back, stretch the hand forward. Once again, breathing in, bring the hand toward the chest, curve the lower back, head down. Breathing out, arch the lower back, stretch the hand out. Breathing in, bring the hand closer, lower back curves, head down. Breathing out, stretch the hand straight, arch the lower back, and then release the hands, relax. Now we'll work on the wrist. So basically flexion and extension. So this is called flexion of the wrist, and this is called extension of the wrist. So now you will keep the hand straight, palms facing the floor. If you possible, keep your eyes closed, breathing out, flex the wrist, fingers pointing toward the floor. Breathing in, bring them up, extend the wrist, fingers pointing toward the ceiling, hands at the same level at the shoulder. Then breathing out, flex the wrist, taking the fingers pointing toward the floor. Breathing in, very slowly, extend the wrist, fingers pointing toward the ceiling. Once again, breathing out, Flex the wrist, fingers pointing towards the floor. Then breathing in, extend the wrist, fingers pointing towards the ceiling. And then bring it back to neutral. Allow your hands to rest on your knees. Feel the effect of what you have done on the shoulders. Now we will repeat the same, but in a different position. So you'll keep the hands like this. And in this position, breathing out, you will take the fingers pointing to the floor. Breathing in, you will take them up, extend the wrist, fingers pointing towards the ceiling. Very slowly, breathing out, take both the fingers pointing toward the floor. Breathing in very slowly, extend the wrist on both the hands, fingers pointing towards the ceiling. Then breathing out, very slowly, take the hand down, fingers pointing towards the floor, flexing the wrist. And then breathing in, extend the wrist, fingers pointing toward the ceiling. Breathing out, flex the wrist, fingers pointing toward the floor. And last, fingers towards the ceiling, extending the wrist. And then release your hands, keep them on your knees, feel the effect of what you've done so far. Now we'll do one thing which is similar to what we do in yogic practice called Mushtika Bandhan. So you will keep the hands straight, then take the thumb inside, bring all the fingers, give it a nice press. And then spread out all the hands. Breathing in, spread the fingers wide. Breathing out, take the fingers inside, rotate the fingers, press it nicely. Feel the effect of the press. Breathing in, spread the fingers as wide as you can. Don't tense your face. Breathing out, close the thumb, rotate all the fingers inside, give a fist, create a fist. Press nicely. Then breathing in, spread the hands out as wide as possible. Last round, take the thumb inside, press the fingers, create a wrist, fist, and press nicely. And very slowly spread all of them as wide as you can. And then very slowly release and relax. Feel the effect of what you have done on the entire upper body, shoulder region, neck region. And you can, when I upload the video, you can keep it once in a way, practice this as a separate exercise, since most of us are working on computers most of the time. Even otherwise, if you're in other professions where you need to look down, bend down, all that can be helped by this posture. Those of you who have any neck-related ailments, see whether this practices creates any relief in your neck. And let me know whether you got any benefit out of it or not. Now sit with your eyes closed. You can see the effect of the practices on your breathing and chest from the way the shank was blowing. It just happens naturally. Get ready to chant mantra Om 3 times. Take a deep breath in. Shanti mantras. Asatoma Satgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Triyambakam yajamage sugandhim pushtivardhanam urvarkamiva bandhanan mrityor mukshiyamamritat. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Rub your hands. Keep them on your eyes. Feel the warmth flowing in from the palm into the eyes. Gently open your eyes, release your palms. Hari Om Tat Sat. Just also feel the effect of what you have done. You will feel the body is lengthened a little bit, the spine is straightened up a little bit. So experience that extension. Have a great week and feel. Tell me whether this releases or relaxes when you are working on the computer. So we'll know whether it has any effect or not. Okay. So let me know how it is. Bye.